Hey, rich friends, it's your girl Cha Cha reporting live from the Money Mantra, and we are back with another Forex education video. I created my channel to help as many people as possible become independent and profitable traders. So if that sounds like you are in the right place at the right time. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Now, if you are new here, I want to encourage you to explore. I have over 400 quick videos specifically designed to help you become a better trader. And if this is not your first time here, then welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a trade breakdown. You guys know I do these all the time. Most of the trades that I post in my community, I will review here in depth just to give you guys a little bit of insight into how I trade, what is my thought process, and maybe you'll take some gems away from it and be able to duplicate it for yourself. Over the years, I've definitely simplified my process so much so that anyone at any stage can plug it in and get results. So I posted this trade idea on July 20th, 2025, which was last night, about 10 hours ago from the time of this video. And this is usually the format that I'll put on my trades. Hey, rich friends, I'll be looking for buys on gold this week. I plan to hold this trade unless things go really left. Then I'll give them some potential TPs and buy stops. I like to use pending orders when trading an asset like gold simply because it can be consolidating or moving sideways for a really long time, but when it breaks and pick up momentum in a direction, it really goes. So pending orders tend to work for me when I'm trading gold. And I do have a video on pending orders if you are unfamiliar with how to trade that way, but it is something nice to have in your toolbox. So I gave them a few different TPs or buy stops, right? And I've gotten out of the habit of putting stop losses on my trades. I still use stop losses, but when I post a trade idea, I typically won't put it simply because I want to create independent and profitable traders. I want people to feel comfortable to look at the chart on their own and to know what they're seeing. I want them to get comfortable marking the highs and lows, and also, everybody doesn't trade on the t same time frame. I used to be a scalper, and I used to take my trades, my entries, and do my analysis all on smaller time frames. But since I've transitioned to being a swing trader, day trader, I know everybody hasn't gotten to that level where you have the patience or emotional capacity to sit through a trade for a long time with the anxiety that it can either go your way or not. But I did recently take a poll in my community and they prefer when I add the stop losses. So I'm just going to use the stop loss that I use based on the time frame that I'm looking at. And if someone wants to do something different, I just again encourage them to look at their charts. As it says here, if this trade is too big for you, you can lower your lot size or wait for another opportunity. And also double check your charts and only enter if the confirmations make sense to you. So we're going to go back to this time on TradingView. This was July 20th, 2025 at 21:30, which is about 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to tell you guys what I was thinking when I got into this trade, and then we are going to see how it actually played out. So let's go to the 20th at around 9:30 p.m. and we are going to see what was going down. So the trading process that I follow is pretty simple, and I'm going to go over it with you guys here. You guys can write this down, watch this video again, or watch any of the other trade breakdowns that I have. So first and foremost, I did start on the 4-hour chart, and this is what I was seeing when I first entered the trade. Now, one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to mark out my previous support and resistance. Support is a place in the market where we can see that it has bought before. Price usually pushes up from support zones. Sometimes you will get outliers, but if you see multiple touches in a zone at the bottom of a trend, this is usually letting us know that the market wants to go up. Now, unlike currencies, gold doesn't need so many it doesn't need to make a huge move in order for you to make a profit. So something like this could have been decent, something like this could have been decent if we were buying from an area of support. Now, the opposite of support is going to be resistance. Resistance is where you'll see the market struggles to open and close higher than it's previously been going. And at these areas of resistance, the market will typically go down. Now, you can easily identify these areas by simply using horizontal lines. TradingView has a lot of free tools that you can use. In fact, this entire toolbar over here on the left is made up of free tools that you can use. So I marked previous support here. I marked previous resistance here. I marked previous support here. And I'm actually going to take it down a little bit. And I'm going to mark another resistance here. Now, the reason why I chose to mark this resistance is because we are currently looking at this on the 4-hour time frame, which means that each one of these candles is forming over the course of 4 hours. We can see that the market resisted multiple times at this area, and this could be a potential really good sell. So after marking my support and resistance, I'm really waiting to see how the candles are going to react around that area. Now, one thing that could happen is, let's look here, for example. We see that this was an area of support, even though the market wasn't really pushing up that much. I'll even zoom out to give you guys a better view. So we can see that this was a previous area of support, right? We had a little bit of a push up here. We had a little bit of a push up here. We had a little bit of a push up here and a little bit of a push up here. So I'll say as long as you get 2 to 3 touches, you should be able to determine if it's a strong area of support or resistance. Strong areas of resistance will typically have wicks at the top, letting you know that price is resisting and going higher. And areas of support will have wicks at the bottom, letting you know that price is resisting going any lower. Now, again, when it comes to the area of support, it can either push up like we've seen it do, or we can have something called a break of structure, which means that the typical place that the market was buying and selling, right, is no longer respecting that zone and it wants to create a new level. A break of structure to the downside will signal a sell, right? Then we'll just use previous lows as TPs. So had we entered this trade here, and set our TP at the previous low, as we can see, TP would have been hit. And if that makes sense so far, just go ahead and give this video a thumbs up or even subscribe because most of my videos are the same way. It's just a repetition that's really going to help you learn. Now, on the other side, if the market comes to an area of resistance, it can either respect that resistance as it has done in the past, or it can break above that resistance, creating a new level of support. Now, that's typically the confirmation that I'm looking for to take my entry. But after the first step of setting my support and resistance lines, I'm just looking to see what is the market going to do around that level. So I ask myself these questions. Have you set your support and resistance? Is the market near a key level? And in this case, we can see the market is near a key level, right? We can ask ourselves, if you're going to be using the indicator, you don't necessarily have to, but the indicator I use is the stochastic, and I am getting very bullish or buying confirmations on the stochastic. Now, this is going to be quick, and I have a lot of videos on the stochastic that you can check out outside of this one, but if the stochastic is facing up, right, it's a high likelihood that the market is also going to be going up like we see here. If the stochastic is facing down, there's a high likelihood that the market could be going down as well. So I asked myself, is the stochastic facing up or down? I can see that the stochastic is facing up. You'll also notice that whenever the blue line is on top, the market tends to push up. And if you guys can see that and you haven't already liked the video, just go ahead and like the video because there's a lot more explanations and examples where this came from. And I really want you guys to get it. So I'm getting bullish confirmations on the stochastic, but what I really want to see is what happens once the market breaks past this previous level. Is it actually going to go above or is it going to resist? So that's what I'm waiting for before I take my entry. Sometimes you have to wait just because you feel like trading at this time. That doesn't mean that the market is going to honor your setup. So I just wait until I actually get the setup that I'm looking for. As you guys saw, I did set pending orders. Pending orders means that if the market reaches a certain price, it will trigger, and I don't have to wait for market execution. So I would be really happy that I didn't enter for the buy here. Again, I'm waiting for the market to at least go to 3358 or 3368 before I feel comfortable to take my trade. So if we look at the high of this current candle, we can see that it closed, that the high was 3369. Just look at the top left of my screen. And that gave me everything I needed to want to enter this trade for a buy. So I would enter for a buy. I can't set pending orders on the replay. I set my stop loss below a previous low. I think the stop loss was 3340. And then we're just going to set our TP. Let's go to 33, right? 78. And then we can hit play and see what happened. If you guys want more detail, let's even take it down to a smaller time frame. And we can see that the market continued to be supported above that previous high, right? Once the structure was broken. And this trade was actually profitable. The market is currently at 3381, which was above our second TP, right? So two TPs were hit and about 2,000 pips were secured in this trade. It was pretty profitable, and all I did was follow the same process. In case you guys missed it, you want to set your support and resistance. You want to cross-check your indicators. Anything that you have on your chart should have some type of relevance to your analysis. And if you find yourself not checking with that indicator, take it off your chart. So I check my stochastic to see if it's giving me buy or sell signals. And then I just wait for that break of structure to confirm that the market is actually going that way. But it's pretty simple, it's pretty duplicatable. If you guys liked this video, just make sure you actually like the video, subscribe to the channel for a lot more content like this. If you guys want to connect with me outside of YouTube or even copy my trade ideas, I do have a community that you can join for free or on a subscription basis, and that information is down below in the description box. In addition to that, you guys can also become a member of the channel by clicking the membership tab. And I'll also be releasing some more free resources in the next coming weeks. So just look out for that. But that's really all I have for you guys today. Again, I invite you to join my community and really step up your trading game if you're ready. But until next time, rich friends.